nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird or Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
Hey, y'all. What's up? Sub-Zero 369. I chill on these streets, walking, doing my thing on this beautiful summer night, summer's eve. And I ain't talking about dushing. It's a beautiful summer night, man. It's warm. We got a slight breeze. Feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just feeling good about life, loving life. But anyway, I wanted to come through tonight, you guys, and deal with a particular subject that I find really troublesome in my mind. And this subject is about honor. Honor. I'm not talking about the phone that's made by Hawaii or whatever. Hawaii 5X. That was the phone I had. I used to love that damn phone. Actually, the best phone I've had is this phone I got now. This phone does not drop calls. It's a damn cheap ass $80 LG K20. I got away from Samsung. I don't believe in all that. I don't lose calls. And I'm on Metro PCS, and I got the cheapest. I got a little cheap ass phone, man. This phone, $80. This phone do every damn thing, and the battery's strong as hell. You don't know what it is. It's like the cheaper the damn phone is, the stronger the battery. But the beautiful thing about this one is that it has all the Android features that I like. So it's like I can go get any app I want. So why would I lose any sleep over it? You know? But anyway. Let me get to the video. This is the point I'm trying to make, y'all. Okay, so there's I don't know. I guess it's a worldview of a few brothers I see on YouTube. And I talked to Edward Anderson a couple of times. He agreed with me. I think he's just observing, but it's really disheartening to hear it. Just from my point of view, I'm gonna explain why I feel this way, right? What I mean is there is a strong, or should I say rather large contingency of brothers within the black community. I'm not gonna say percentage-wise, but just within our community who really, quite frankly, don't give a shit if the community is destroyed. Now, what I mean by destruction is if we're just basically, destroyed by feminism, racism, all the isms and shit, They don't really give a shit. And a lot of men in our community have voiced their opinion. And to me, I think the strength of this opinion, or the gist of this opinion, is that our men are saying, well, hey, I'm not going to see any short-term benefit from this. So why would I sacrifice myself or my happiness for the next generation? Fuck the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck them. Why should I give a shit about the future of black people? It's all about my happiness. You see what I'm saying? Man, I ain't finna, this shit's so fucked up. I'm gonna just watch it burn. I'm gonna get my popcorn and I'm gonna be a spectator. I'm not gonna participate in, being a sucker or the cleanup man for the next generation and for the next, fill in the blank. And this is, to me, it's a sad day in the black community when I hear shit like that. Because to me, what you're really saying is, you don't really feel sorry for your own race. You don't see the, detriment of seeing your people fucked up. Now I know. A lot of people will come back, well, it ain't our fault that this community is what it is. But see, I'm like Martin Luther and King in a sense. To do nothing makes you complicit. To sit and watch and to not take a step or to take a stand and take action, to me, it literally makes you complicit in the destruction of your own people. So a lot of our men have become willing participants in their own destruction. That's really what I feel. And what do I mean? Not necessarily their own destruction individually. You know what I'm saying? You'll still be able to travel and live the life you want to live on an individual level. And you know what? I'm not even against individualism like a lot of brothers and sisters are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't knock a brother for wanting to be an individual, because to a certain extent, we have to be individuals. I mean, it takes individualism to say, hey, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to go out here and risk my savings. I'm going to not take my money and give it to J Bug and all of them, my cousin and Craig and them, as Martin would put it. And I'm going to take that money and put it towards something constructive, like owning my own fill in the blank. That's an individual undertaking. So you have to be an individual to do that. You have to, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to save money, a lot of times you got to tell motherfuckers no. That's thinking about yourself. That's putting yourself first. So in order for you to really be able to help the next person, you have to be selfish at first. The caveat being at first, right? So yeah, I don't have a problem with individualism to get you started, to get you where you need to be. But where my heart aches is when I see people become completely apathetic and complacent as they sit and watch, this shit going on in their community that's going on. And when you say, hey man, why don't you, fill in the blank, go do this or go do that to help the next person. What's in it for me? They give you the WIIFMs, the WIIFMs. If you ever worked in a call center, they talk about WIIFMs. What's in it for me? WIIFMs. You know what I'm saying? I know that's kind of fucked up, but that's what they call it, right? Acronym, whatever. So the problem with that, with WIIFMs, is if you only go through life thinking what's in it for me, then you can't build shit, really, unless it's for you as an individual. And to a certain extent, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to a certain extent, I get it. But what's in it for you to raise your fucking children? A lot of black men are saying, shit, I don't get shit out of raising my goddamn children, because they don't have the right perspective of fatherhood. You see, when you understand what it means to be a father, for example, you don't look at it as a sacrifice. You don't look at it as, I'm making a sacrifice to raise my children. Because first of all, this is your progeny. These are your children, right? This is your legacy. When your heart stops, when your ass 75 years old and can't walk up the goddamn steps, who gonna help you up them stairs? Well, I know you don't give a shit. You think I'm gonna always be young and in physically great shape, right? A lot of these motherfuckers around here that's talking like this gonna wind up in an old folks' home, dying alone, bitter. You know what I'm saying? When you get that old and you can't even control your fucking bladder and that shit get fucked up, you ain't got no kids. I'm not saying everybody needs to have kids, but when you don't, you better have some money. Because when your ass get old, it is what it is. Motherfucker, some of y'all that's on this YouTube talking shit is gonna die, fall over in your goddamn house, fall on the ground, sit there, starve to death, laying on the ground for 2 weeks. Motherfucker gonna find you in the house stinking. I mean, I'm gonna have to go and get graphic, because that's what it is. But hey, you lived your life the way you wanted to live your life. A lot of times, man, God intends for us to have offspring. You know, I remember that movie, Lucy. Morgan Freeman was talking. He was talking about, you know, organisms when faced with certain odds against that things that may, you know, seem insurmountable in life, they find a way to reproduce. They either reproduce themselves or they find ways to live a long life. Now, we, being an organism who couldn't, I mean, I don't believe in evolution, but, you know, organisms supposedly that can't reproduce. So reproducing is what you gotta dig for. It's not just for sexual pleasure. I know that's what we think it's for, but it's also for your legacy. That's why I never forget that movie, The Immortals, with Mickey Rourke and this other guy, I forgot his name. But in that movie, this guy betrayed his own people, right? So when the guy betrayed his people, he went to his enemy. He was like, yeah, I can help you. You know, I can help you, you know, get a way in and help take them down and this and that. So the dude looked at him. He said, man, what type of man are you that you would betray your own people? And he was like, I don't really care. Da, da, da. And the dude said, okay, fine. I'll help you. You can be down with me. But first I need you to sit right here and open your legs. So he sat there and opened his legs. This big ass dude came in there with a hammer and bust his fucking balls up. Destroyed his balls. So he'll never be able to have children. See what I'm saying? Because see, people, other races understand this basic fundamental principle. That your name's supposed to mean something. When you talk about the word namesake, it's supposed to mean something. You see, what would be fulfilling for me, I ain't saying when I die, I'm gonna be happy to leave. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I will, you know, everybody want to die, not everybody want to go to heaven, not everybody want to die, right? But one of the things that really makes it worthwhile a lot of times for people when they do die is to know that, hey, I made a difference. I taught my son something or daughter something, and I left them something. See, when I leave and I left my son a millionaire, when I die, he becomes instantly, hopefully he's a millionaire before I leave. But if not, if I die and he's worth $2-3 million, I did my damn job. See what I'm saying? My life will have been fulfilling. Now I got other spiritual reasons that I won't go into in this video because I know how y'all, you know, try to beat people down when they talk about Jesus and stuff. So okay, whatever. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you when a person dies, when they leave this earth, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, I remember a guy talking about, there's this book that, you know, because I have a ministry background. So there's this book about the martyrs, right? It's in the Christian book section. It's about all these white people that gave their lives trying to further the gospel of Jesus Christ. So you got people, I know you guys think missionaries just go over the countries and just try to rape and pillage people. That's all you're going to hear. Out of all the millions, bunch of people that go to foreign countries, some of them do molest, a lot of them do. You know, I ain't gonna say, I don't know how many, but what I'm saying is, for the most part, when they do stuff like that, it makes big news. But you got a lot of them that go to these countries and try to, you know, these people believe in this, believe in sharing their faith. They believe in leading people to Christ. They believe in doing certain things. So that's why they do it. And these people believe in doing it to the point of death. You got a lot of white people that went to foreign countries and took their kids, wife, and everything, and their whole family got killed, kids and all. But they said, and you talk to these people, you know, some of these people might survive, and that's how you get these stories. 1 or 2 of the kids might survive, and, you know, my dad died, and he was, he really believed in what he believed in, and he would not renounce the gospel. And this is how you, this is how, when you have something that you're willing to die for, when you have something that you're willing to sacrifice your life for, something that's greater than yourself, that's what makes you mean something on this planet. And I'm just freestyling tonight. I don't know, I might be speaking to somebody, but it just, for the life of me, it really breaks my heart when I hear black men say that they don't give a damn about the well-being of their people. They don't give a damn about their, the future of black people. They don't even give a damn about their own last name, their own DNA, their own children, some of them, and it's sad. And, I shout out to Elwood. I was talking to him. We both agreed on this. He said, man, a lot of people don't want, a lot of black men feel like there's nothing in it for me to get married. There's nothing in it for me to have children. There's nothing in it for me to, be that mentor to that young child, because what is it going to benefit me individually if I take a young child who lives across the street from me? Now, if I'm on my shit and I'm a black man and I got my shit together, right? And I got a little 8-year-old kid who speaks to me, hey, Mr. So-and-so, every time he see me, but I don't fuck with him. I can help this kid. His mom's struggling, daddy not in his life. I can help him. But no, I don't give a fuck. Number one, I don't want to help him because I don't like the ideology of his mom. I'm dead serious. Like, this is the logic. I don't like the ideology of his mom. His mom is very fill in the blank. She's, very boisterous, and she's, got a lot of feminist ideologies. Now, I had never dated his mom. I never been in a relationship with her. Half the time, these motherfuckers ain't even had a good conversation with these moms to even know. They assume that pretty much all black women, or 80%, according to Edward Anderson, of women are just fucked up, right? So no matter if they got kids, 80%, without kids, 80%, just cross the board. 80% of black women ain't shit, right? So, it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, I'm not gonna do shit. So I just speak to the little boy and I keep it moving. Me, that ain't my nature. That's just not my nature. I'm not shaming a brother. I'm not. I'm just, this video, and I'm gonna say this, this video is in no way shaming people. It breaks my heart to see it, but I'm not ashamed. I mean, you ain't gotta be ashamed. That's who you are. I'm just saying, be honest with who you are as a person too. You don't care about your people. You don't. Now you can say you care about black men, but I mean, do we really? Because I'm gonna say something. How do you think it's gonna be for black men in this country when 90% or 80%, yeah, I was saying for another 10 years, 90%, 9 times out of 10, we're born out of wedlock. It's already at 77%. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be born out of wedlock. You're probably gonna be raised by a single mom, because a lot of fathers ain't gonna be in their sons' lives. A lot of fathers ain't gonna do shit. And you got a lot of people telling their children, you got a lot of guys on YouTube telling black men how not to pay child support, how not to be in their children's lives, because, now are there some fucked up black women out there? Of course, there are some fucked up black women out there. That's not what this video is about. We're not going to deflect. It's a lot of deflection a lot of nowadays. So this video is for the brothers. But the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, it breaks my heart, man. Like, that was a part of me that wanted us to make it. You see what I'm saying? That was a part of me that wanted, I ain't say all, because this damn near impossible for every nigga to wake up. That's just impossible. But there was a part of me that wanted to see a remnant of black men who weren't afraid to stand in the gap for their own people and give a shit. You see what I'm saying? It's a part of me that feel that way. It's a part of me that want to see us stand up for righteousness in our men. And when I say righteousness, I'm not talking about righteousness according to his own desires. I'm talking about righteousness according to, dare I say, God? Dare I say, certain morals and standards that I want to see us have? You know what I'm saying? This shit is sad, man. When I see us up here saying stuff like we don't give a damn about our own people. And I honestly think some people are happy about it. And I'm sorry, I have to say it, because they didn't get to fuck who they wanted to fuck. Let me just go there. It's you got some loser ass niggas out here that's big shots on the internet. Nobody in particular. But you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people on the internet that are very bitter and hurt. Even probably more so than the black women who they condemn. See what I'm saying? And these brothers are saying a lot of shit about black women that's, quite frankly, you can't even justify. Like, I'm like, this shit is a little bit more, it's a little bit more to it. Like, I seen some brothers say some points about black women, but some of these brothers, they happy to see the community in the shambles. Like, we got a lot of people in our community, man, that really don't give a fuck about us. Don't give a fuck. And it's sad. There are people that give a shit, and there are people that don't give a shit. And it's apparent. And there are people that not only do they not give a shit, they fucking busting orgasms as this shit happens. They happy to see this shit fucked up like it is. They happy that black people are at the bottom of the fucking totem pole and can't get nowhere. They happy about that shit. And they on the internet feeling like I'm a prophet. I told you. Didn't I tell you? Look at this article I found. This is what it says. Look at this. Look at this. This proves that black women ain't shit. And this proves that the black community is full of a bunch of stupid, like that type of shit. Like, now have I said, did a video, my last video was getting into the thugs and shit like that, man. But damn, like this shit, man, I feel sorry for us, man. I really do. I feel sorry for us because when you get to a point where someone talks about, hey man, I think it behooves us to care about young brothers and sisters and to get out here and do something for them, to help them set up systems, set up organizations, as Edward Anderson would put it, or to get out here and, what is the word? Individually mentor, as I would put it, because I ain't waiting on nobody. If I gotta wait on somebody to set up a system, that takes power, wealth, and influence. When you start talking about systematic change, you talking about power, wealth, and influence. You talking about having money. You gotta have money to set up a system. If you ain't got no infrastructure, you're not gonna be able to set up a system. You see what I'm saying? If I want to set up something that's gonna benefit black boys in the education system, you got a lot of motherfuckers that don't want to see black boys helped, man. It's a lot of people out here that don't give a shit about our little boys, man. This shit almost making me come to tears just talking about it. Like this shit that, you know what I'm saying? Heaven forbid something happened to me. You know what I'm saying? What if I get killed in a car accident or something? I mean, my boy, he'll be financially straight, but shit, man. It's a lot of shit. I'm sitting up here like, what would happen to my son if I was dead? See what I'm saying? There's a lot of motherfuckers, she ain't shit, she a single mom. They'll treat his mama like that. And I'm dead, I died. It ain't that I didn't want to be in my son's life, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit. It's so much shit. Motherfuckers ain't making distinctions. They going out their way not to make distinctions. People don't give a shit. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, as I sit and think shit through, man, I agree, man. Edward Anderson say this, I agree. 60% of black people are not gonna make it. And I don't just blame it all on, one thing I won't do is blame this shit all on black women. I can't. That would be foolish. Why would I do some shit like that? Why would I blame this whole situation on black women when they ain't the ones that did it all by themselves? It was done by black women and black men. See what I'm saying? That's just that. And I hold black men accountable to a lot more than other brothers do. I just do. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Elwood, we talked for a good little while. He said he hold black men because they accept bullshit from black women. That's why, that's what he holds black. That's the only thing he sounded like he held them to. I hold them way more shit than that. You see what I'm saying? Because I always say, me and him had a conversation. I said, I can separate from black women in the sense that I don't give a fuck what black women do. What are we doing? 43% of black men ain't even married. What are they doing? You're not married. I mean, not married. Don't have kids. Because even a higher percentage, 60%, or right at 60% aren't even married. So what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? What are we doing? Like, I won't do or will not accept is that the reason that black men are fucked up where they are is just because of the black woman. You see, because I can sit here and name a myriad of facts and figures and things that we ourselves willingly get ourselves into as black men. See what I'm saying? Just like I can name a myriad of facts and figures. See, you're not gonna hear this part. I'm gonna say this shit real nice and clear. It's a lot of shit that black women willfully get themselves in. Brothers, there's not a shortage of brothers calling sisters out for that fuck shit. When it comes to them dating wrong, making dumb dating choices, agreed. Now, once they make that dating choice wrong, they could be 17 years old. She'll be a piece of shit till she die. That's human nature. That's not just human nature. That's black human nature, black man nature. When it comes to it, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't even try to shame motherfuckers for doing that. But all I'm saying is, bro, okay, like for us to acknowledge or not acknowledge that there's some hurt, angry, bitter black men out here that really, when I see black men, and Elwood pointed this out, and he said it sounds like to me Elwood was leading to most black men don't give a shit. Most. So over 51% of black men don't give a fuck what happens to the future of black people. Damn. Think about that shit. It hurts. It breaks my heart to even say some shit like this. 51%, maybe more, maybe 65, 70, I don't know. But at least 51% don't give a shit what happens to black people. Something is wrong with that picture. When you say that dudes don't give a shit about raising kids, or like, for example, when I made the video about stepfathers are not simps, that pissed a lot of brothers off. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock brothers for being stepfathers. Sorry, I don't. I'm not gonna shit on a man if he marries a woman who is respecting him and her child is respecting him as a man. What's the problem? There shouldn't be shit to talk about, but there is. That's the sad part. To me, it's a lot of that going on the internet. It's so many brothers out here telling black men not to raise another man's child, which I get. I mean, it's not your child. You see what I'm saying? It ain't yours. And hey, it's all about you. It's all about you. Fuck the black community. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, shit, what are you saying? See, this is how it is. I got to come back and fix it real quick. Because when I say some shit like that about, and really just point some shit out that's completely obvious, that you do not give a shit about your community, right? We then want to try to say, you can't shame me for that. That's just the only reason I'm like this is because black women choose wrong and black women have a mindset of feminism. Black women have black women have attitudes. Black women put us on child support. In many cases, we need to be. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. In many cases, dudes do not want to pay for their children. Don't want to give shit for their kids. Not a damn thing. You don't have the heart. See, this is the thing, man. It's like there's just a shortage of compassion. You just don't have a heart, a lot of us, man. And it is what it is. We can't have it both ways. You can't say that I don't give a shit about mentoring young kids. I'm not gonna do that shit. I don't give a shit about, you know, what happens because I'm not having kids. I'm not getting married. Fuck it. I ain't fucking with these bitches, right? You can't, you like that. Then when I say, well, damn, you don't give a shit. It's not about, look, man, to me, when we get into this situation, what we're really facing is not just black women. Like, the black woman is not my enemy to me. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a confession, people. I know y'all hate, I'm gonna lose some subscribers for saying this shit. I love black women. I love me a black woman. You hear me? Like, I don't want nothing else. I love American black women. I don't even, like, sorry. If you're a simp, so what, nigga? Say it to my face. You know what I'm saying? Call me a simp. I love them. I'm sorry. And I know they got flaws. And I'll co-sign. Yep, you're right. Yep, a lot of them got attitudes. A lot of them, not all of them. Not all of them. And you know what? I think a lot of times, I'm not one of these people that's off into this conscious stuff. I'm not one of these people that's off into all this conscious mumbo jumbo. But what I will say is, I do believe, in a sense, in the law of attraction. I believe that if you put it out there, that you will get that woman that you're looking for. You will get somebody that treats you right, but you got to be what you're looking for. I believe that. See what I'm saying? I do. I really do. I just think that a lot of times where we go wrong as black men is we choose based on other things just like women do. I think we both make bad choices. You see what I'm saying? I think women make bad choices. I think the men do. See what I'm saying? I think when you get treated like shit, she showed you somewhere where you should have cut her ass off. She come at you with some lip, fuck that shit. Cut her ass clean off. Don't see, I'm uncompromising with a lot of shit. See, that's why I don't have no problem with a woman with a child. See, you just gotta be compromising. I mean, not compromising. You just gotta be uncompromising with a lot of that shit. You gotta understand, okay, you give me lip? Are you, like I was just listening to, you know, as some people call him the overgrown simp, but I listened to the brother. I said, what is he talking about? He said that his, what was it? There was a video where this girl caught her boyfriend cheating, right? So what she did, she said she came in there, she had bought him a video game and was bringing him breakfast. She came in there, saw him laid up in the bed, sleep with his ex-girlfriend, naked. So what she did was she put the key to the apartment on the table, on the kitchen table. She left the video game and breakfast on the kitchen table and left. Then she promptly changed her phone number. She went ahead and moved. She said she got out of her apartment the next day and moved to another city and had a job within a week. She called all her friends and told them to block him on Facebook. She blocked him on Facebook. She called a phone company and changed her damn number. Right? I gotta respect that sister. You know why? She saw the bullshit and she cut it off. Right? She was uncompromising on the right shit. He wasn't giving her what she felt like she deserved. They had been together for 5 years. The brother cheated. Fuck it. You dropped. What is it? Ain't nothing else to talk about, right? So that's what we need to do as men. If you have a certain set of guidelines and a woman disrespects you, blade. Off the top, get her ass the blade. It's really that simple. And once you do that shit, and if enough men really adopt these types of principles, a lot of these sisters will get trained. But it's a lot of niggas that are simps. See, it ain't about a woman having a child that makes you the simp. What make you a simp is when she treats you like shit and talk to you any kind of way, and because she got a fat ass and a pretty face, you still take that shit. That's a simp. You the motherfucker that's making it hard for the rest of us out here. Tricking off and shit, throwing all your money at the damn woman, and then come to find out she treating you like shit. That's what's fucking it up for a lot of black men. Is there's too many goddamn simps out here. It's too many thirsty ass niggas coming on Instagram. Ooh, you got a fat monkey. Ooh, you got this. Ooh, you got that. Like thirsty as hell. See what I'm saying? That's the point I'm talking about. I don't have no problem with brothers making the decisions to say, the hell with that. I'm not going to deal with a woman like that. I don't have no problem with it. See what I'm saying? That's it. We need more men of standard that will keep that standard and hold that standard and tell these women what the fuck going on. And that thirsty shit is not cool. Getting up there begging for validation with your coochie out is not cool. See, that's holding women to a standard. Just like the girl that left her boyfriend. That's a standard. See what I'm saying? And the more men that we have of standard, shit will change. You see what I'm saying? I believe that the more black men have standards, the more shit will change. How do I know this? Because if we go back to the 40s and 50s, black women weren't doing this type of shit. They weren't. Now, I ain't saying we didn't have some fuckery going on in our community. We did. All you had to do was read the writings of a lot of people. We had some fuckery going on. Black people weren't angels in the 50s. Believe that. 40s. But what I will tell you is our black women thought it was a shame when their women walked out here with. I remember the days when I was a kid, right? I'm from Alabama, so you got to understand our shit way slower than a lot of these people in these major metropolitan areas. So for me, in the 80s, it's like being in New York in the damn 50s in Alabama. We 20, 30 years behind y'all in culture in a lot of ways. We used to be. I think we catching up now because of the internet and Instagram and music and all that. But back in the 50s, back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, man, if a woman was walking around with her butt out in some jeans, or some pants or something, in some shorts, please believe she was going to get it from damn near every woman you saw. They was going to talk about it. Some older woman would pull her aside. You couldn't go around certain places. Like, I remember going to church and women would hand a girl a cloth if her damn dress was above her knees. Not like, I'm not talking about no damn body dress way up showing her asses. I'm talking about just if it's above her knees, she getting a cloth to wear over her knees. Older women would come up to the younger women and do that. I seen that before. See what I'm saying? I seen older women that they have groups. We used to go to church, man. The older women would take the younger women and teach them about stuff about marriage, and they would have groups where they would be talking about how to cook, how to clean, how to please your man, not sexually. You know, they didn't do, but that's what they would have. They would have a little group. Now, I remember this in the 80s as a kid. I'm sitting in there and they talking, they had a women break off and they had a men break off. And you can talk about anything. It wasn't sexual, but you can talk about, guys were talking about not necessarily marriage per se, but just, things about being a man. I remember this in church as a kid in the 80s. You see what I'm saying? Certain principles and values. Black men were still technically in the church at that time. They were leaving, but they were still in there. You see what I'm saying? When they left that, I'm sorry, when that happened, it destroyed us. Destroyed the community. I think that's just me. I think when we left the church, it got destroyed because now it's run by women. I know feminism, we could talk about all that. You know what I'm saying? All the little social programs and stuff. Yeah, but all that stuff together has destroyed and is destroying our community. So now we're at a point where we're devoid of certain moral principles that have nothing to do with your faith. I'm not trying to proselytize you over to my faith, but I will tell you that we are lacking certain principles and morals when it comes to what's best for our people. Because I'm a guy, I like Marcus Garvey. I care about Malcolm X. See what I'm saying? I care about Malcolm X. Malcolm X, I ain't gonna say, I ain't say I care about Malcolm X. You remember in the movie Malcolm X? This is crazy. Remember in the movie Malcolm X, he was sitting out there, he was next to all the preachers. They was preaching on the steps and stuff. And there was a scene where his sister was walking, she had been cleaning, and this lady was trying to talk to her. And Malcolm caught her attention. He walked, he's like, this is what you are, sister. Beautiful, chaste. This is what you are. Come over to the temple, sister. You know how he talk, right? So next scene, she in the temple, right? Muslim temple number 7 or whatever. She's mosque number 7. She's in there. And what he did was he went up to that sister and told her, hey man, this is what you are. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. He didn't tell her I ain't with saying she God. That part I think is overblown. I ain't gonna get into that. We ain't even gotta go into that. Whether the black man God, black woman is God. All I'm saying is the woman has a place of honor in our community that I think, quite frankly, a lot of them don't want, because they've been taught by white feminists that it's a place of dishonor. You see, they think it's a dishonor to produce another human being and be the first teacher of that human being, to instill the core principles and values to a person who's going to go out and affect the world. You see, if a woman teaches that child right, can you imagine being the mother of, I don't like this dude, okay? So don't think this means I'm a Democrat. I despise this dude. I really don't like it. Don't like nothing he stood for. But Barack Hussein Obama, right? Imagine if somebody said, hey, this is your son. He's going to be the president of the United States. And you're his mom. You know he's going to be president. You know. You don't think, you know. What are you going to teach him? You see, you're going to think a little different then, aren't you? You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to tell him about this. I'm going to tell him about reparations. I'm going to tell him about sundown towns. I'm going to tell him about the Red Summer of 1919. I'm going to tell him about, the Freedmen's Bank and the Freedmen's Bureau. And I'm going to tell him about how they took it down under Andrew Jackson. And I'm going to tell him about slavery. And I'm going to tell him about, and Nat Turner. I'm going to put that in him. I'm going to tell him about Garvey. You see what I'm saying? He going to be a Garveyite. I'm going to tell him about all that shit, man. That's what I'm going to put in him. So by the time he go off to college, I'm going to be done prepped him with so much of that's what's going to be in him. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell him I'm going to be like, fuck the Democrats and the Republicans. You independent, son. This is why you should be independent. This is why you should be this is the type of shit that I remember me and my brother having come. See, my brother's like 12 years older than me. He would lecture me about a lot of shit. We would ride in the car when we was watching cars, and we would listen to Rush Limbaugh. And we would go down. My brother's a staunch conservative, but we would sit and listen to Rush Limbaugh, and we would talk about certain issues. And so my indoctrination into being a conservative, if you will, I don't care about that word. My, maturation of becoming a conservative really came from the fact that I was taught about the principles and values of conservatism from a black perspective. See, because my brother's for reparations, and he's kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? We differ a little bit, but he's kind of like me. So that's the thing. So we would talk about all these issues as we're riding in the van all over Atlanta. We would talk about politics. That's all we talked about. When we talk politics, we talk about real estate, business. What would it take to be successful? Run the numbers. How would you do this? How would you do that? So explain to me how you'll do this. This is why when I said earlier about raising a child is an opportunity, when I said stepfathers are not simps. See, raising a child is an opportunity because I look at it like that. When I'm with a child, right, I don't give a fuck if it's my child or if it's the child from across the street from the baby mama, okay? I look at it as an opportunity to instill values that are key to this child's development. If you give a child the right tools, they're unlimited, boundless potential. They are to me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe nigga, you just a hopeless romantic. Hey, I didn't say children are angels. They will. Children are gonna be hard-headed, a lot of them. They are. My son is teaching me a lot. My son is 2. He 2, man. That little boy, I have to watch him every 5 seconds. I mean, I love him to death, but he 2. You tell him to do something, he act like he don't hear you. You know how kids are. You know what I'm saying? But I know as he gets older, I'm taking his ass to conferences. I'm taking his ass to the bookstore. I'm gonna drill his ass. He may not. I'm not gonna be militant with it, like to the point where I'm like damn mommy dearest or some shit, like real crazy with it. But I really want to explain. I want his opinion. I want him to tell me why he thinks the way he thinks. So we're gonna have conversations. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this shit as a father. This is how I think now. So imagine how I must feel when I hear other people they ain't gonna say they don't have to think exactly like me, because I'm not a fool by no stretch. But when I hear people that don't give a damn, you go from what I just said to people that say, man, fuck the damn, I don't give a shit. What's in it for me? Shit. What's in it for me? I ain't gonna get nothing out of it. Why would I sit there and try to, instill value? Now, let me say this. First off, a lot of motherfuckers ain't got shit to say anyway. Real talk, a lot of people don't have, like they talk as though they have a lot of shit they can give a child. They don't have shit to, if you really step and say, okay, what success have you had individually in your life? A lot of people ain't done shit but work a 9 to 5 half the time talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really come out here and talk if you haven't ran your own business. If it's just driving Uber, motherfuckers ain't even done that. But you talking shit about, well, man, the black, the black community. I don't have to come back to the black community and teach them shit because you can't. You can't teach them shit. Maybe how to change a tire. Okay, I give you that. You might know how to put some brake shoes on, change the tire, shit like that. But when it comes to how to run a business, tell me how to build a house from the ground up. What steps do I need to take? What does my bank account need to look like when I'm going into the bank to borrow money? What you don't know because you ain't done that shit half the time. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the problems I see in our community is a lot of us as black men, dare I say, haven't built shit. Sorry. We haven't. That's our damn report card. That's our biggest damn problem. Lack of infrastructure. We don't got shit. We have no infrastructure to bolster our women. I love dark-skinned women. Love them to death. But guess what? Dark-skinned women, a lot of times, cannot be and will not be promoted because black people and black men especially, we don't have BET anymore. And I was just talking to Edward about this today. I said, man, I think it was him and City of Truth 21. I was on their little hangout and I said, man, you know what? Black people in the 90s and 80s on back, there was no such thing as colorism in the black community. You know why? I ain't gonna say no such thing, but it was very minimal. When I was when Whitney Houston sung the national anthem at the Super Bowl, we didn't know what the fuck colorism was. Whitney Houston was brown skinned, and if she had a tan, she was dark. So you had Whitney Houston, you had Anita Baker, you get what I'm saying? You had En Vogue, with a bunch of caramel sisters in there. One of them was light, I think it was, who was light skinned? Sydney, I think she was kind of light skinned. They had one or two light skinned, but you had a couple, those were brown sisters. You had all these different groups of dark skinned sisters. You go back to the 80s, Evelyn Champagne King, it was just a bunch of dark skinned women. So it wasn't even about, we never even thought like that. But what was the difference? Why was it that we women weren't back then talking as much about colorism? Even when they were on the talk shows, they weren't talking about colorism too tough. You had a few shows about it. It did exist. And it was always an interesting subject. But it got a resurgence because we sold BET. When we had BET, so you got to understand, you had a black exec who worked at a music record company, right? So a black woman, and this is how I know this, because you could watch, what's the name of that show? Unsung, right? And you look at all those groups and stuff that be on there with all those different women. They would have some executive that worked at A&M Records or, Columbia or whatever. And that executive would take them before the white people, white Jews. And those people would fund a lot of these records, R&B records. And, if they didn't, what would happen is the song will get some buzz and you mess around and got your video on BET. Because, see, you had a lot of people that would just go fly to DC, talk to certain people, get their videos on. If you got your video on Midnight Love, Video Vibrations, Caribbean Rhythms, you see what I'm saying? A lot of this shit was black music, man. This is the golden era of black music. That's why R&B has been destroyed. They purposely destroyed our music because they bringing it back lily white right now. They bringing back white artists, Hispanic artists in our place. That's why Cardi B is being forced down our damn throats and she's mediocre at best. Sorry. She has no talent. She's just funny. And this shit ain't cute. She's a one trick. It's cute at first when you first meet her, but after a while that shit gets boring. Like that dumb chick, that dumb ex-stripper type. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of her ass. So it is what it is. But we're being fed something, man. And what I'm saying is the reason black women are complaining about it, like Sister Chrissy, It's because we, don't, as black men, don't have that infrastructure anymore. You can't just go to BET, say a couple of words, get your video on Video Soul and get an interview with Donnie Simpson and sell 2 million CDs like you used to could do, or tapes back then. You know what I'm saying? You ain't do that. So we don't have the infrastructure because black men have not built it. Like, we just don't. Now, I'm gonna say this, UMC, United, or Urban Movie Channel, that's a hell of a damn network. I would advise anybody, go sign up for it. It's kind of like Netflix for black people. It's all black movies. Bunch of them are cheap, low budget films, but guess what? This is why I fuck with that. I will fuck with UMC because UMC, unlike what we don't understand is UMC is just like if you go look at those Asian Chinese films from back in the day, in the 70s, you know, the Saturday morning Kung Fu films, they were low budget, dirt cheap movies, man. But guess what? Now look at them. They making movies that rival ours. See what I'm saying? The Chinese are actually making billions of dollars in theaters now, not, you know, hundreds of millions at least. They built their own shit and they control it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm pulling for Bob Johnson in the Urban Movie Channel. I hope it does well. You see what I'm saying? I hope he does well with that shit because we need that. We need that type of infrastructure. But we as black men need to get on our shit, man. But you know what? I don't even know why I'm saying it because half these dudes don't give a shit about it. They don't want to build infrastructure. They don't think they need to build infrastructure. You see that? You see why I think that shit fucked up? This is me. Now, I'm like I say, I'm not shaming you, but I mean, I get it. You don't give a fuck about infrastructure in the community. You don't think you have to build infrastructure. You don't think you have to fix any damn thing in our community. Fuck the community. Now, why is that? Let's follow this. Let's follow this rabbit hole. Because people say, well, I think it's because you didn't get the pussy you. That ain't got anything to do with it. Let's see. Okay, so let's say you fucked all the women you've been wanting to fuck your whole life. Would you have that mentality then? I don't think so. I think, I'm sorry, this is what I'm gonna go out on a limb and say. I think what forms a person's psyche a lot of times is what happens to them socially. Their social maturity, their social maturation process. When you don't fuck with the women that you want in life, there's fight and flight. You got certain responses that happen. This has been proven. Well, that part has been proven psychologically. So if a person chooses to say, fuck it, I'm gonna turn that as anger and I'm gonna go out here and download books. I'm gonna go watch whatever I can. I'm gonna do what I can and I'm gonna become better at it. And I'm gonna get past my weaknesses. That person grows in life. And you'll see that in other areas as well. So sometimes you will, not all the time. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the other guy who's more introverted, who refuses to do that. And he says, it's not their problem, it's my problem. I mean, it's not my problem, it's their problem. I'm not gonna look within, I'm gonna look without and make sure that the problem that they understand that the problem is their problem and not me. You see what I'm saying? That is a person who probably would take pleasure in watching the community suffer. So you know what I'm saying? I'm being a gumshoe. Remember Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Remember that? Well, you know, like I say, I mean, when you want to be a gumshoe detective, you start looking at the clues. And the clues are, number one, you take an individual who has a track record of being a social outcast. You take an individual who has a track record of basically stating that they don't have to come with any solutions in the community, right? And you take a person who has a track record of not fucking the types of women that they wish they could fuck. But they make it abundantly clear when you speak to them that there are certain women that they want to fuck. So let's put that and build it back from reverse. Okay. So if they fuck the women they want to fuck, right? If they are accepted as the cool guy and all the women and guys look up to them as the trendsetter and the guy who makes the standard of what's cool in the community and what's hot in the community, right? If they do all that, then by default, that person has to be the apex. They become what's called the apex predator. They become that guy who is in demand by a lot of people. And if you're in demand, you don't want this shit. You don't want to see this shit stop. You care. This is why, as much as I I don't fuck with Pookie and Ray Ray's. I really don't. I don't fuck with them like that. But a lot of those dudes, as much as, and I agree, Angry Man said this, I agree with him 1,000%. He said, Pookie and Ray Ray's, a lot of times will come in, they have a community mindset. Tupac said it. I never forgot when Tupac said, man, it was a speech he gave in 1993. I'm gonna try to find it and put it in here.
We all agreed tonight, all of the speakers have agreed.
The person I'm going to talk about next is a person who's very near to me. A person who's a second-generation revolutionary. So please help me in welcoming Brother Tupac Shakur. Yeah.
First, I want to say peace to my mother. She's not here, but I got to give peace out to her because I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for my mother. And I looked on the front of this thing and it says start from within to rebuild our original greatness, right? Okay, well, that's what my mother did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening about freedom fighters and strugglers. Well, you got to understand that when it was in to have a gun and to be in the street, my mother gave that up to be in a house and wash the dishes, you know what I'm saying, and feed us and put the thoughts in our brains, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't get any of that history from all of those soldiers that we lost. We got none of that. They all went to jail, if you can remember. They all went to penitentiaries. We didn't see none of that knowledge. If it was not for my mother who stayed home and didn't go out and do all that, then I wouldn't have had shit, excuse my language, but I wouldn't have been nowhere. So what I want to do, hopefully, is I want to be I want to be. I am Tupac Shakur. I have to be a reminder that we can't chill out. No, it ain't time to cool out and banquets and all that. It's still on. It's on just like it was on when you was young, and you want to say fuck that, just like you said fuck that back then. So how come now that I'm 20 years old, ready to start some shit up, everybody telling me to calm down? You know, don't curse, go to school, go to college. Well, fuck that. You know, we had colleges for a while now. You know what I'm saying? And it's still Brenda's out there, and niggas is still trapped. You know what I'm saying? And it gets me hurt. because I understand that it's not going to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop until we stop it. And it's not just white men that's doing this to Brenda, and it's not just white men that's keeping us trapped. It's black. You know what I'm saying? We have to find the new African in everybody, in all of us. Because if we keep running around looking for black and who got the most colors on and who got the baddest dashiki on, we still gonna get, excuse my language, fucked. Because it irks me that my mother right now is going through, you know, she has to get clean. This is somebody who I watched travel the whole country, you know what I'm saying, during a time when women were scared to speak up for the Black Panthers. She spoke at Harvard, Yale, everywhere. And now I see my mother as what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see no big parades around my mother now. And she done got a dozen fucking awards. And I don't see nobody there. You understand what I'm saying? So about all this, I take that lightly. I take all this lightly. What I want you to take seriously is what we have to do for the youth. Because we're coming up in a totally different world. This is not the same world that you had. This is not the 60s. This is not that. We grew up BC, before crack. That should say it all. You understand what I'm saying? We did not grow up without parents. You had parents that told you this and that, and this is what went on back in the day. Now you don't have that. You have young kids, 14, coming home, their mama is smoking out or doing it to their best friend to get the product. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that it's not just about you taking care of your child, it's about you taking care of these children. Because that's what's out here. It's a gang of children. You understand what I'm saying? And it hurts. It hurts, but it bothers me, not hurts. It bothers me that I have to sidestep my youth to stand up and do some shit that somebody else supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? There's too many men out here for me to be doing it. Because it ain't my turn yet. I'm supposed to be following behind him getting the knowledge. I don't even got a chance to get the fucking knowledge. I can't go to college. There's too much problems out here. I don't got the money. Nobody do. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's not as easy as we mapping it out to be. And we gotta stay real. We gotta stay real. Before we can be New African, we gotta be black first. You understand? We gotta get our brothers from the street like Harriet Tubman did. Why can't we look at that and see exactly what she was doing? Like Malcolm did. The real Malcolm. Before the Nation of Islam. You gotta remember this was a pimp. You know what I'm saying? The pusher and all that. We forgot about all of that. And our strive to be enlightened, we forgot about all our brothers in the street. About all our dope dealers, our pushers and our pimps. And that's who's teaching the new generation. Because y'all not doing it. I'm sorry. But it's the pimps and the pushers who's teaching us. So if you got a problem with how we was raised, it's because they was the only ones who could do it. They the only ones who did it. While everybody else wanted to go to college and, you know, yeah, everything has changed. They was the ones that was telling you the white man ain't shit. Here you go. Check this out, young blood. You take this product, you switch it, you make money, and that's how you beat the white man. You get money, you get the hell up out of here. Nobody else did that. So I don't want to hear shit about nobody telling me who I can't love and respect until you start doing what they did. You understand what I'm saying? To me, this is Mecca. You know what I'm saying? This is the black family. I see it here. But what makes it even that much more sad, and what makes me want to cry, is because as soon as I leave here, so does Mecca. You understand what I'm saying? We're going back to the real deal. Right out there, you're going to see them same sisters in Brenda. They right out there. And y'all going to get in y'all cars and drive the fuck home. You know what I'm saying? I apologize, but check this out. You can't be no more offended by my curses than what's really going on. That's real. That's real, y'all. That's real. Y'all gotta really be true to that. You gotta be true to that. Because we letting the media and the white man tell us off. You letting them tell you that the rappers ain't real, and you know you gotta either be, you know, the intelligent person or you're a gutter person. We all the same. We all feel it like y'all feel it. I just can't hold a straight face when I see it. Right. This is proof that we can't be together. The young black male is the future of us. And the young black sister is the future of us. It's gonna be what you put into it. So if you don't put shit into it, don't be mad when it blow up.
In that speech, he was basically saying, look, a lot of y'all gonna see Brenda when you leave here and you gonna drive the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't give a shit. He said, until y'all do what the street niggas been doing, y'all can't talk shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I think Tupac is right. I think a lot of times where we lose as ELs, or where the educated brothers lose, or the businessmen or whatever, a lot of us don't give a fuck. And I think sometimes we do give a fuck. We just don't want to fuck with, like my homeboy would say, MOT, Man of Tomorrow would say, low seed motherfuckers. I have no problem with that. Fuck the low seed motherfuckers. Like, I don't think that warrants a, why waste your time with a low seed motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know when I say low seed, you know damn well what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about somebody that may have had a checkered past in some situations, but now they want to straighten their life up, I fuck with you. But that's if that character's there. See, it has to be there. You have to be ready to be a man. You have to be ready to step up and accept the responsibilities of being a man and doing what you're supposed to do. But when I see a woman, or when I see a guy who says, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna take my ball and go home because shit ain't going the way I want it to go, and I'm not gonna change. I'm who I am. And see, this is the thing. When you got people in their 30s and late 30s and 40s and 50s, y'all young kids out here, you 19, 20, 22, 23, even if you under 30, you gotta watch who the fuck you listening to, man. Real talk. Because you listen to some bitter, angry motherfuckers that didn't do the shit they were supposed to do to be the man they were supposed to be. There, I said it. I'm sorry. If you out here bitter and fucked up and angry about some shit, man the fuck up and just say, you know what? I didn't do what the fuck I was supposed to do to get the women I was supposed to get. If you up here like, okay, well, I couldn't get women, they wouldn't fuck with me, da 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 da. Okay, well, what you do about it? Why didn't you go start a fucking business? Well, I ain't play sports. I didn't play sports. I did this. All I did was work at a factory. So you got motherfucker, okay, you worked at a factory. You didn't go out and develop yourself, your own skills, your social skills, and do what the fuck you were supposed to do. And then you want to then turn around and say that it's not you, not the problem. Look, in all actuality, did you do something in like overtly bad? No, you didn't do anything overtly bad. Well, like I could sit there and just point on a laundry list of shit that you didn't do right. But if I'm a dude, right, if I'm 400 pounds, let's think this shit through. If I'm 400 pounds, fat and out of shape, I can't then bitch because, you know, Melissa Ford didn't want to give me no pussy. I'm 400 pounds, I'm broke, I work at a factory, this and that. I don't go out a lot. I don't get around those types of women that often. And when I do, I tense up. See, there's some shit that we can't tell on YouTube, can we? You see what I'm saying? This is some real shit right here. See, we can't tell how you'll handle a dime if she was in your face. What the fuck would you say to her? How would you talk to her? Would you scare her? Would you say some shit and she be looking at you like you lame as fuck? We can't tell that on YouTube. So what's the measuring stick of a motherfucker that's got high intelligence but low character? See, that's the problem. You got high intelligence, but you ain't man enough to look on the inside and look at yourself and see why you fucked up in the game. You don't want to say, well, you know what? I'm fucked up in the game because, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, your ass probably, some people don't know how to dress. It's a lot of shit that these brothers this black men out here don't got their shit together. All you got to do on any Friday night is just go dress up nice, go sit at a bar and look around. Don't look at the women. I know a lot. Just look at the dudes, not on some gay shit. Just look. You see what the fuck I'm talking about. It's easy to outmaneuver a lot of these motherfuckers because they don't even know how to dress. You get them around a woman, they don't know what the fuck to say, a lot of them. Or they do say, well, you know what, once they get older, they get a little bit more confident. That's when they start fucking. But by then, they already shaped and molded into who the fuck they gonna be. That's why I'm telling you at 18 or 19 years old to watch who the fuck you subscribing to. Watch what they telling you, because these people are pretty much giving you poison. They're giving you the shit that's gonna lead to the destruction of the black community, the black race, the descendants of slaves. That's what they're doing. When I say destruction, what do I mean? We're gonna keep falling victim, because when I say, hey man, when you see that young kid up there and you got an opportunity to help this brother, like I had a brother who was playing basketball, he was in the 10th, he was a dog, I knew it, I knew he was a killer. I said, this dude gonna probably make it go D1 somewhere, he might wind up overseas, who knows, maybe even the NBA. You know what I did? I hadn't too long had some closings. This was the year I made $600,000, right? And I went and took this brother to the bookstore. And I went and bought him a steak. First, I took him to a steakhouse, right? I broke bread with the brother. I took him to the steakhouse. I said, man, what you want? Get you whatever you want. He bought him a steak, got him something to eat. He said, man, thank you, man. He was real grateful. Because didn't want nobody doing shit for him, right? Man, no problem, bro. Now, at this time, I'm like 30, 31 years old, right? So then I take him to the bookstore right next adjacent to that place. I said, man, come on, let me show you something. Because he went over to the magazines. I said, man, leave them magazines alone. Come here, young blood. Come here, let me show you something. I took him over there to the bookstore, to the audio book section, and I grabbed 4 or 5. I grabbed The Richest Man in Babylon, Cash Flow Quadrant, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Retire Young, Retire Rich. All of those Robert Kiyosaki books and The Richest Man in Babylon, right? Gave him those books, audio books, for free. He said he had a CD player, so I gave him that. And then I told him, when we were sitting at the steakhouse eating, I opened up I brought I got this thing in my trunk with all my HUD 1 statement. I took it and showed him about 4 or 5 HUD 1 statements. 20,000, 40,000, 90,000, 80,000. He's like, damn, man, you doing it. I said, bro, this could be you, man. This could be you. I said, when you get somewhere, man, you know what I'm saying? Just take your money, man, be smart with your money, this, that. Now, this was like 2007, 2006, right? Fast forward about 2-3 years later, he's on TV killing, right? At a certain SEC school, I ain't gonna say where. He was putting in work though. He came home one Christmas, saw me up in the club, right? This nigga came up, man, what you drinking, dog? This my nigga right here, He hugged me. Man, look, when I make it, man, we gonna do business, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Well, a couple of years later, he played for the Clippers and he played for the Houston Rockets. Now, this is a young kid I took and tried. Why? Because I gave a fuck. Now, of course, we ain't never done business because he lives in Arkansas. He don't live here. I ain't mad about that shit. I mean, I ain't nothing to get mad about. I'm actually happy and proud of the young blood. He told me he was doing real estate. He's starting to flip houses and shit because he just not retiring from basketball. But this was a kid I was dealing with, man. Now look at him. He done grew into a man, and he told me, he said, man, he sat me at the bar. We was at this place called The Rose in Montgomery, this club. He told me, we was sitting there drinking. He was like, man, I'm so glad you remember that time you took me over there, man. That shit meant a lot to me, man. That shit meant a lot to me. I admire you, brother. That's what he told me. That shit took me about 4 hours, man. 3-4 hours. That's it. 3 or 4 hours out of my time. Did it cost me any damn thing? No. Okay, all right, it cost me about $100 worth of books. So what? You know what I'm saying? I was investing in that little boy, man. I was investing in him. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. Oh, and another thing. One time he was home and some motherfuckers broke in there and stole his shoes. He came home for like a couple of weeks out away from school and somebody broke in the house, stole all his shoes. I said, man, how much you got? He said, man, they stole all my shoes. I said, for real, how much, man, you want less? I gave him like 300. This when I was doing well, so fuck it. I bought him like 4 pair of shoes, 3 or 4 pair of shoes. We went to the damn, just to do it. I invested in the brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I bet you the money, if I call that brother right now, he gonna fuck with me if I ain't finna go to no damn Arkansas. But I'm just saying, if he was living around the corner, you think I couldn't go talk to this brother? See what I'm saying? But that wasn't no damn shit that I saw. I didn't know he was gonna get to that point, really. A lot of times you don't do it for what's in it for you, although there can be benefits from helping people come up. It's just, that's the way the universe works. I'm sorry, you get out what you see. It's called reciprocity. What goes around comes around. You see what I'm saying? That's real. Lauryn Hill had a song. I forgot the name of the song, but she was saying, come on, light my fire. Music is supposed to inspire. Everything you drop is so tired. And in the words, she said, now who do you know without any flaws that lives above the spiritual laws and does anything they feel just because there's always someone there who will applaud. You know what I'm saying? Basically, she's saying, look, man, you living above the spiritual laws when you start talking about, I'm going to get out here and run through as many women as I can. And I'm not going to have any burdens attached, any type of thing. I don't care about my own race. Now, I wonder what would that person would think if a cop pulled their ass over. Would they be pro-black then? If a cop let that cop pull your ass over and treat you like shit. I bet you pro-black then. You like, man, this shit ain't right, man. We need to do something about this. You be the main one talking like that. But when it comes to responsibilities of our community, and when it comes to caring about that next generation, we just don't. And I'm sorry, like I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I don't hear a lot of black men on YouTube espousing the principles of giving a fuck about their community. I think it's I feel like a goddamn dinosaur on here talking about this shit because I don't think nobody really cares. Like, I feel like I'm alone in the wilderness, man. Like, it's like, damn, does anybody give a shit? Because I ain't gonna say that. Like, some of the Hotep brothers are on this, but they swing a pendulum on a lot of other subjects that I just can't rock with. So maybe I take that back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the black woman is God. And just because I go to church don't mean you stronger or better than me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm sorry. So miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid or weak because I go to church. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting no pastor. I'm not getting no pastor all my money. I ain't no idiot. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. But I just feel like, man, I don't know, man. There's what you hear, man, in my voice is love for my people, man. You know, Dr. Claude Anderson, when Dr. Claude Anderson would give his speech sometime, I remember he was at Fred Price Church. And Dr. Claude Anderson started talking. One of the points he made, he's like, man, black people need to do something, man. We gonna be going. He got emotional and his voice started cracking. And I understand why he got emotional. I understand why his voice cracked. I get it. I see what the fuck he see. I mean, I see why he see this shit, like, this shit fucked up out here. And we need to do something. If it's not coming through the government, and to his credit, Dr. Claude Anderson went out there and twisted the arm of the government and was actually negotiating for reparations, and Obama stopped him. That's why I never rock with Obama. Never. People want to find stuff that he went out here and helped do or implement. I don't care what he did. I never rock with Obama for that. Never. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't never fuck with him. But, Dr. Claude Anderson would get emotional and driven by a lot of stuff, man. A lot of the points you hear me coming from comes from that man. Come from him. His mindset, his ideology. I got my own, but because I have my own life experiences to teach me stuff, but I do admire that guy in a lot of ways. I met him in person. Cool dude, Dr. Claude Anderson. See what I'm saying? But when I met him, you know, he was talking and stuff and just saying a lot of stuff. Look, man, black people ain't in a position to be sitting out here playing, man. We can't be out here talking about, you know, what's in it for me when it comes to certain things, when it comes to, so what are you saying? Just go marry a baby mama? See, that's because you're a weak, simple-minded motherfucker. Just, see, that's the problem I have with a lot of us. A lot of these people in my comment section say little stupid shit like that. Just because you heard this video, you thinking that I'm saying that you should go out here and marry some baby mama or marry, and in many instances, a baby mama with one baby might be cool. It depends. I mean, I ain't saying that, but even if I do say it, you instantly, because you have a fucked up worldview of what it means to raise a child, you don't need to marry no damn body. Your fucking DNA needs to die with you. I mean that shit. Your DNA needs to die off. The sooner the better. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be funny. But you know what? The sooner you leave this earth, the better, because you ain't helping your people. You ain't here. You don't appreciate the life you've been given. Not necessarily from black people, but from God. I don't think you do. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things I look forward to is leaving a legacy. I look forward to that shit. That's what, you see, why you think Jay-Z is who he is in a lot of respects? What did he say about them paintings in the story of OJ? He said, I bought a painting for $1 million. Now it's worth $2 million. A couple of more years, it'll be worth $8 million. I can't wait to leave it to my kids. See what I'm saying? What did Dame Dash say? When Dame Dash was up there talking to the Breakfast Club, what did he say? I hustle for my last name. He said, if you ain't doing that, you stupid. Well, black men don't care about hustling for their last name. Why would your last name mean something when you don't even want to get married, you don't want to have kids, and you don't give a shit about your community, and you sitting here watching this shit burn, and you don't give a fuck? What's in it for me, right? That's crazy. It's almost like this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the motherfuckers that's talking about what's in it for me, I ain't gonna say all of them. There are some brothers that could help us, but most of these motherfuckers that's talking, you ain't got shit to help us with. A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. A lot of the ones that's talking this shit about, you know what? I ain't coming back to the community. We don't want your ass, because you ain't bringing shit to the community but a damn factory job. At the best, that's all you ever had. That's all you know how to do. So, but let you tell it. You seem to be such a valiant, brave person that, that the black community needs you. Man, what the fuck else? We need men to come back into the communities and build. But we don't need, I ain't gonna say we don't need workers, but it's enough young brothers out here that can replace your ass. It's easy to replace a brother that's just a clock puncher. It ain't easy to replace a brother that's a mastermind, a strategizer, a general. I remember in the movie Shaka Zulu, he was talking about this guy that was a general that he kept getting into it with. And the guy was like, I don't like that general because he this and he that, he's not sharp. And the other guy said, well, shouldn't a soldier be blunt and ready to take orders and not necessarily trying to think everything through? He said, no, soldiers should be, but not generals. Generals are strategizers. See what I'm saying? So everybody ain't a fucking general. They talk like they one, but they not. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? The proof is in the pudding. All you gotta do is check resumes. That's just real. So like I said, half the ones that's talking about black men and we don't need to come back and all this shit. Like I said, half y'all motherfuckers, you can keep it trucking. You good. We don't need you. But the ones that are strategizers, and ones that are successful businessmen out here that master the art of money management and mastered the art of self-discipline and shit like that. We can use brothers like that. So I'm not gonna say all those brothers with that ideology are, you know, just soldiers. No, it's some generals in that mix too. Not all of them. So that's just me. So, oh man. Well, let me go, man. I've been walking for about an hour now. Y'all have a good one.
We all agree tonight, all of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. America's problem is self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. 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 Self-destruction. 1, 2, 3, 4.